Oh, hey, hi. I'm Jalen Johnston. What's going on, guys? I spent the weekend working on my motorcycle. Because last weekend, maybe the weekend before, I spent that weekend working on my motorcycle. I was doing the doohickey fix on the KLR 650. And took it out for a test ride at night. And on the test ride to see how much better my engine was running, because that's a pretty significant bit of engine surgery. My motorcycle chain snapped. My drive chain. That's a serious thing, because when you're going 50 miles an hour and your chain breaks, the chain kind of tends to get thrown up and out and can damage a lot of things, including parts, and also body parts. Luckily, my chain guard did its job and caught the chain. The chain guard wound up all tangled up in the spokes and all that stuff. So I was about a mile from home at the time, thankfully, so I just pushed the bike back. But it was way late at night. It was like 3 in the morning. And it was just me in the pitch black country roads pushing the bike, wearing my helmet and all my gear. I made the executive decision to keep my helmet on because I was on a dark country road, and somehow I thought, like, if some car came up behind me or something, I would be more protected if I left my helmet on. So anyway, pushed the bike home for like a mile. Nah, not the entire mile. There was like some uphills, which were kind of brutal, but then there were some downhills, which I was able to just coast the bike back and get her up here on the motorcycle jack and take a look at all the damage. And let me tell you, when chains break, they tend to take out a lot of stuff on their way out. So this bracket here, there used to be a California state evaporative emissions unit that collects the gasoline that evaporates from the tank and then like recollects it and then sends it back into the system. That thing got hit by the chain, destroyed, toast, totally shattered, carbon pellets like leaking out everywhere. It's only the state of California that requires it though, and my bike is already registered, so I probably don't need that. So I just kind of nipped it out of the system. I just took it out, just bypassed the thing. So I'm not going to bother replacing that. I looked for one for about a week. And about a week and a half, and wasn't happy that there weren't any used ones on the market, especially since a lot of guys are like mad about California state regulations, so they take them off the first thing they do. Couldn't find one used, didn't want to pay the new prices, and especially since it doesn't actually really affect performance at all, I was just like, okay, well, I can just make this bike like it would be in any of the other 49 states and just take it out of the system. So I did that. But it also, the chain also kind of screwed up. Let me see if I can get some light on here. Trusty shop light. Trusty shop light. So the chain also damaged that wiring harness that you can see back there. So I had to do a little bit of soldering and then a little bit of electrical taping and then a little bit of shrinking, heat shrinking, to get that back. You can kind of see that's a new sprocket. Had to get a new sprocket, had to get a new chain, had to get a whole bunch of new stuff. Yeah, that was no fun, but I can't be mad because it was totally my own fault for not taking care of my chain properly, lubing it and cleaning it and all that stuff. It was a cold night. I don't know if that made the metal more brittle, but yeah, chain just snapped. So now I'm paying the price. Lube your chain, kids. Lube your chain, kids. So I had to get a new chain guard. Got that on. New chain is in the box over there. And had to get a new sprocket. That's there. And this was a part of the evaporative emissions control thing, and I just now found something else to stick on that little bracket there. Fix the headaches. So yeah, I'm putting it back together now. I found a loose header bolt, which makes me a little bit nervous. I tried to tighten it and it turns out it's a little bit stripped. So I may be losing some compression there. I was already planning on doing the cylinder fix, the board out to 685 from 650, so I probably will just get a new header at the same time. I'm doing all that surgery. And thankfully, the KLR 650 was made the same for over 20 years, so there's so many used parts, and it's kind of not a big deal to just replace engines and replace entire top halves of engines and stuff. So anyway, I'm gonna put it all back together. I'm gonna see how much oil it's leaking out of that header bolt socket, and see how she runs. Try and get her back on the road, trying to get myself back on two wheels. So that's been my weekend. I haven't really been able to prepare for Halloween. All my excess time and free moments I've been spending wrenching on this thing, trying to get it back on the road. So I'm probably going to be recycling one of my costumes from prior years. If I narrated this from this direction the whole time, you'd at least be able to see the shambles my bike is in. Whatever. Vlog's over anyways. I like you. Wish me luck with this bike stuff. I'm hoping it's running okay. I'm hoping everything will be a-okay and back on roadworthy. And the only thing my stupidity for not maintaining my chain properly cost me was a couple of weeks and about $250 in replacement parts, instead of an ER trip because the chain took off half my leg. I lucked out. Lube your chain, kids. Okay, bye.